This is the correct paradigm for understanding the relationship between Islam and Muslims. Islam does contain violent and supremacist doctrines. This is a simple fact. Those who follow it to the core were and are the bad guys, the radicals, the terrorists. Still, there are good Muslims. Yet they are good not because they follow a good or moderate Islam, but because they are not committed to Islam in the first place. Put differently, was Oskar Schindler's altruism a product of moderate Nazism, or was it done in spite of Nazism altogether? Clearly the latter. In the same manner, if a Muslim, say, treats a non-Muslim with dignity and quality, is he doing so because he follows a legitimate brand of moderate Islam, or is he doing so in spite of Islam, because his own sense of decency compels him? Considering that Islamic law is unequivocally clear that non-Muslims are to be hated, fought, and killed, or at least subjugated, as in Quran 9:29, clearly any Muslim who treats non-Muslims with equality is behaving against Islam. So why is the West unable to apply this Nazi paradigm to the question of Islam and Muslims? Why is it unable to acknowledge that Islamic teachings are inherently violent, intolerant, and in a word, supremacist, though obviously not all Muslims are literally following these teachings, just like not all members of any religion are literally following the teachings of their faith? This question becomes even more pressing when one realizes that for well over a millennium, the West was convinced that Islam is inherently violent and intolerant. As we saw in a recent video, from the dawn of Islam up until very recently, all of the West's luminaries, from John of Damascus, born in 675, to Winston Churchill, who died in 1965, depicted Islam as a violent creed that thrives on conquering, plundering, and subjugating the other. The problem today is that the establishment, academia, mainstream media, politicians, and all the other talking heads have made it an established, or rather establishment, fact that Islam is just like every other religion. Therefore, the religion itself, not just some of its practitioners, who can easily be dismissed as radicals, must at all costs be shielded from criticism.